All right, welcome to day 24. If yesterday felt heavy, today feels like life speeding up. God calls Jacob back to himself. A generation quietly fades away, and a teenage boy shows up with dreams so bold they're about to get him in serious trouble. Let's get into it. God speaks to Jacob again and says, "Go back to Bethel." That's important. Bethel is where Jacob first met God, back when he was running, afraid, alone, sleeping on a rock with nothing but a promise. And before Jacob goes, he does something serious. He gathers his whole household and says, "Get rid of the foreign gods. Clean yourselves. We're going back to God." That alone is powerful. Jacob isn't just changing location, he's changing direction. They bury the idols under a tree, and as they travel, God protects them from surrounding enemies. Then Jacob builds an altar, and God shows up again. And God says, "I am God Almighty. Your name is Israel." God didn't forget. God didn't change his mind. But then the chapter turns quiet. Rachel, the woman Jacob loved the most, dies giving birth to Benjamin. Jacob buries her on the road. No big speech, no dramatic moment, just loss. And later, Isaac dies too. Jacob and Esau bury their father together. Two brothers who once wanted each other dead, now standing side by side. Life keeps moving. Genesis 36 lists Esau's descendants. I know, this is the chapter most people skim. But here's the point. Esau becomes a nation. He becomes powerful. He becomes wealthy. God kept his promise to him too. Not every blessing looks like the covenant, but God still keeps his word. Then the Bible shifts focus, because the story isn't about Esau anymore. It's about the next generation. Genesis 37, Joseph and the Dreams. Now we meet Joseph, 17 years old, favorite son, and honestly, a little annoying. Jacob loves Joseph more than the others and doesn't hide it. He gives him that famous coat, you know the one, and Joseph does not help his case. Joseph has dreams, big dreams. In one dream, his brothers bow to him. In another, the sun, moon, and stars bow to him. And Joseph does what every teenager should not do. He tells them, all of them, including his father. And his brothers? They hate him. Not dislike, not annoyed, hate. One day, the brothers see Joseph coming toward them, and they say, "Here comes the dreamer." They plan to kill him. Reuben steps in and says, "Let's not kill him." So instead, they throw him into a pit. Later, they sell him to traders for silver. Joseph goes from favored son to slave in one afternoon. They take his coat, cover it in blood, and tell Jacob, "An animal killed him." Jacob is devastated, and Joseph is carried off to Egypt. And just like that, the dreams feel dead. Let this land. Joseph didn't do anything to deserve this. No crime, no rebellion, just dreams. And sometimes God gives you a dream before he gives you the process. Day 24 reminds us, God still calls us back even after failure. Loss doesn't cancel the promise, and a dream doesn't mean an easy road. Joseph's story is just beginning, and tomorrow gets intense. Day 25, we're reading Genesis 38, 39, and 40. Judah's mess, Joseph in prison, and God working quietly behind the scenes when everything looks unfair. If you're still here on day 24, you're not just reading, you're staying, and that matters. See you tomorrow.